Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Mo, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. All right, well, you just took some time to send me an email, and I'm going to take some time to answer your questions. So you say, I am M from Iran. Actually, it's more than 6 months. I would probably say here, it has been. I would use present perfect here. It has been more than 6 months that I came to the U.S. and I have direct communication with Native Americans in university and at work. I recently got my GMAT score. This is a little awkward. I'm going to say this. I recently got a GMAT score of 720. Maybe put a comma here. And then say this, which was surprisingly satisfactory. The reason is I'm trying to avoid that comma splice that you did. You can't put two sentences together with a comma. So I recently got a GMAT score of 720, which was surprisingly satisfactory. By the way, I still have problems on TOEFL. I would say here maybe because I need a score of at least 110 and specifically 26 in speaking and 27 in writing, which means minimums. You might want to say here, the last time I took the TOEFL was January. Okay, go to Google. You got to stop this. This is hurting your writing. So go to Google. I want you to type in the keywords. See if you can figure it out. What is a comma splice? This is what you're doing a lot in this email. So what is a comma splice? How do you repair a comma splice? More importantly, stop. Don't do this when you're doing TOEFL writing or any kind of academic writing. You say, I was anxious, and the night before the exam I could not sleep well. Plus, it was less than 20 days that I had moved here, so I was a wreck. So I would put here, in this case, it was less than 20 days and the action before that was moving, so I would say it was less than 20 days that I had moved here. So I think the past perfect tense is a little bit better in this case than the simple past. You're sequencing. You're trying to sequence two different past actions, and the one action occurs before the other action. You say my score was. When you put was, you can't separate it with a colon there. That would be considered non-standard. So my score was reading 28, listening 25, writing 24, and speaking 22. I plan to have, I would use present here. I plan to have an exam on 6 August. I'm almost sure that by taking some, I think you mean here, TOEFL practice online, I can get at least 29 in both reading and listening sections. Probably so, and you're already really good in this area. You say, in the past 2 weeks, I would say here, completed more than 20 writings. But I think I need more practice. By the way, I don't feel comfortable on the speaking section. Sometimes I'm very good. Sometimes I would say here I run out of words, and just after that I remember all the good phrases and collocations. All in all, I need your help. I'm writing and speaking sections. Looking forward to hearing from you, Mo. All right. Well, you're talking to the right person. The speaking section of my course, I have more than 300 independent speaking topics that you can practice. And part of my job is to help you see what types of pronunciation problems you're having. I will also point out what types of grammar and vocabulary issues you're having, just like I did here. I will also point out what types of problems you're having with topic development. I also have 20 integrated speaking practice tests that you can complete. And if you have a TOEFL book or you want to go to YouTube, you can also send me any integrated speaking that you find online, and I will also give you comments in those areas. All right, so I think I have a lot of good practice to help you. Now, here's my rule. This is what you want to be aware of. When you become one of my students, I will grade and comment on one speaking practice test daily. You cannot send me more than that. And if you take a break for 3 days, you can't come back the next time and then send me 3 in one day. You can only send me one speaking practice test each day. I'm trying to encourage my students to practice regularly. And also, I have to be able to give feedback to all my students, so I don't want to have to spend too much time on any one student. So I'll be happy to help you. I have a VoxyPop speaking group that you can start posting your speaking practice tests, and I think that you will be able to make progress. But here's the question. This is really the question. Can you make the progress you need by August 6th? And I don't really know, and I'm not going to guarantee anything, because if your score right now in speaking is, as you're saying here, 22, it typically takes, you're not going to like to hear this, but it takes about 45 hours of speaking practice for each point that you want to get higher. So if you want to go higher than 26, you could be looking at a couple hundred hours of practice. That means you're sending me dozens and dozens and dozens of speaking practice tests, and then you're working on solving your delivery, language use, and topic development issues. You see what I'm saying? Now let's talk about writing. In the writing section of my course, I have 40 independent speaking practice tests right now that you can start completing. I have 43 integrated writing practice tests that you can practice. And now you want to remember this. I have the same rule. You cannot send me more than one writing practice test each day. And with writing, I do not correct all the grammar errors in your writing. I don't do it. At least I don't do that for my current subscription price of $45. It just takes too much time to correct that. I mean, you're just looking at how much time I'm taking right now giving you comments. I typically cannot spend that much time on each of your practice tests. I will give you a score. I'll give you some basic feedback so you can mark your progress, and you can also email me when you have questions. All right? So those are my comments for you. So this is what you probably want to do on my online course. Obviously, start completing speaking and writing practice tests every day. Then I will give you feedback. You probably need to spend a lot of time in the pronunciation part of my course. Judging by your writing and the email you sent me, you also need to send me some, or you need to complete some of my grammar lessons in my online course. I think that's also going to be very helpful for you. All right, so I hope to help. I certainly hope to have you as one of my students. And one of the things that I would like to do is maybe when you get done, once you reach your goal of 110, I would love to have a testimonial. And if you do that, I would be very grateful. You could go back to my website, make a comment, and I'm going to work very hard to get that testimonial, because I know if you get 26 or higher, I think on the writing, you get 28 higher in the reading, you're going to be very, very happy with that. And I did have a student a while back. He scored 29 on the writing part of the exam, and when I met him, his score was 21 on writing. And he completed about 30 writing practice tests over a period of about 2.5 months, and made a lot of improvements. So I hope that you can too. Now, I can't guarantee that you will make the improvements that this student made. Everybody is different. So I'm not giving you I can't give you those kinds of guarantees. All right? Anyway, thank you very much for your email, and I hope to have you as one of my students. And all the best to your speaking and writing success.